Hello everyone, welcome to the Road to National Master. I did some games, but the recording was lagging, so instead of playing the games I will review them and talk about my think process and of course how the game did go. Right. So in this game, I played with the white pieces, and I played, of course, e4, and my opponent played Sicilian. I play knight f3, want to go for an open Sicilian, of course, and I think my opponent wants it also. Why would he otherwise play Sicilian? And he played an accelerated dragon. This accelerated dragon. I play the Maruxi bind setup, where I control the d5 square, so he can't easily play d5. Typical ideas is playing e6 and d5 later on, and a6 b5, gambiting upon at b5, but getting the open files and generating counterplay on those files. Well, the ID for white is generating a kingside attack, or taking that pawn here and just holding on, turning off the pieces and just promote the pawn. But my opponent in this game surprised me with queen b6. The move where I am most familiar with is knight c6, then bishop e3, and then most likely d6 or knight f6. Queen check is also a move, but then just knight to c3. So, but he surprised me with queen to b6, attacking my pawn here, and of course my knight. And the best move is knight to b5, blocking of course this the side of the queen at the b2 pawn, and also eyeing this nice c7 square. After, for example, a6, we do an intermezzo attacking the queen. We can give a check and we just come back, and then we have ideas of knight to d2 or knight to a3, going back to c2, and of course trying to control the d4 square. But instead of playing knight to b5, I played the passive knight to b3. He brought the queen back, eyeing my c4 square pawn. You will see in the game that this pawn is quite weak, and yeah. So my next move is not that great. It's knight to c3, and in the game I was just thinking about, I will if he plays I don't know, a no move, my idea is to play knight to d5 and having a great knight tap on the queen, and now I have just a great position. But my opponent played the best move. In the game I thought it was a really weird move. Knight takes bishop takes knight, because it is a really strong bishop eyeing those pawns here and the hold on d4, and now I have control over d4 with my c3 pawn. But what I didn't realize is at this moment is that my c4 pawn is really weak, and he played d6, just trying to develop his light squared bishop. I played e2, developing my light squared bishop and wanting to castle. and I just develop my pieces. Maybe here it was better to castle or play f3, protecting this pawn. And the reason for this is he played knight to e5. Now there's a double attack on my pawn, and the best move is to play f4, where I can take my pawn, but then I have queen to d4, attacking the rook and the knight, where I can take my bishop if he doesn't, and just take his knight. Free piece. So his best move is take my bishop, and I take then his rook. His knight is hanging, he needs to protect it with the king, and then I can attack his knight. Knight needs to go back to c2 or c4, and I have a really nice position. I have central control and yeah, more active pieces at this moment. But yeah, I was playing passive. Knight defends my pawns, but he can attack them again with the bishop. I defended it with my queen, and after developing the knight, I protected my e4 pawn because he was attacking it and I couldn't take it, or otherwise I was hanging my own pawn. But actually, that's not true at all. That's just early in the morning, and we both castled. And here I played a slow move. I played h3, and the idea is I want to play f4, but I was afraid of knight to g4, attacking my bishop. But yeah, I was realizing that I realized now that I can play bishop to here, and this is just a really nice bishop. And there is no knight attacking my bishop, so maybe that was something I need to play. Yeah, knight needs to go back, and I think that I'm here with queen d1 or maybe queen c2. I'm better. Queen c2 is a bad move. No, it's alright, but knight to g4 now is a pain in the ass, because now there is a knight controlling d4. So what is the difference with queen d1? I'm just looking at it. Of course, I'm protecting I'm controlling the g4 square. Alright, so f4 is definitely better. I played h3 to prepare f4, not a good move. And here, yeah, I'm just losing my pawn, but I found a trick. Queen to a4. The idea is, if he, and that's also what he did play in the game, is if he takes my pawn, we take the pieces, and he needs to take, of course, my bishop. Otherwise, I have my piece up, and I can take their a7 pawn. And I thought, if they take here, I take here, and we're in an equal endgame where I think I have even the advantage because I have a passer at the a file. So I thought I was a little bit better. The computer says black is minus 0.02, so it's equal. So yeah, and that's indeed that's not what happened. He protected the e7 pawn because he thought that I was going to take that pawn. I don't know, it's a weird move. I protected my c3 pawn. He attacked my queen. Queen takes pawn. Rook takes pawn. We traded the rooks, and I played c4 and offered to draw. This is quite a drawish position. Most likely we will trade the pawns here, and then just trade the queens, trade the rooks, and trade the bishop for the knight. Not too much to play for. It was not that good of a game. Then I played another game. It was a 15-10 game, and yeah, we played really, I think, 10 minutes. So I started another one, and again with the white pieces. So I play e4 again, of course, again a Sicilian, and in this case I thought from, alright, let's get a Sveshnikov or a Kalashnikov. Some weird lines with d6 or e6. In e6 we go to Taimanov. D6, I don't know. Yeah, it is likely that we go to a classical where we then play a Richter Gauser. He's really nice for white, but he took my knight, and that's just such a weird move. My queen is really strong on d4, and there is no knight to kick out my queen, and I'm just eyeing all those squares, and I have really good control. Just weird. And here I messed up because I didn't play e5. e5 is just a really great move. You can't go with a knight anywhere except g8. Yeah, knight h5 is really weird. I think I can just play g4 and indeed the knight is trapped. So the only move is knight to g8, play bishop f4. We have really central control, 2 developed pieces, easy development. I have just a really good game, but I didn't play e4, e5, I just played knight to c3, not that accurate. And yeah, he developed again. e5 is the best move. I just developed my bishop. Not that good. Yeah, not that good. I still have an advantage, but I'm not playing the best moves. And here I played, I think, the worst move of the game. Yeah, low for g5. I was thinking about playing this knight, playing maybe e5, and just getting a lot of control and just developing my bishop to long castle and put pressure on the d7 pawn. Yeah, just again e5, bishop e3 or f4 are apparently more accurate. Yeah, he attacked my queen, and here I need to play queen d2, and as you can see from the eval, white doesn't really have much of an advantage in this position, except for I have a little bit more developments, and yeah, here he played a weird move. He played e5. That's actually a really bad move for a very simple reason. Now I control the d5 square, and if you know the Kalashnikov or Sveshnikov, then you know that d5 square is for white a really important square to control, and here it just gives it to me with all those with all that development I have. Yeah, the computer just says f4 and plus open the position and just attack. It's really a bad move. But I played it a little bit slower. I long castled. Still a really good move. Again, more control over d5, and I'm going to play f4 or f3 and generating a kingside attack. I'm just up in development and I have more central control. And here I played a slow move. I played f3. The best move was, of course, f4 and blasting over the position. I played f3 to stop any knight moves and maybe a rerouting square for my bishop if it gets attacked. And of course, it's an anchor point to start my kingside attack with g4 and h4. But not a good move, just f4, passing over the position is better. And again a slow move. I think he was planning to play b5, attacking my bishop, and then some kind of bishop to here, to b7, or some kind of queenside attack, but I can just play knight into the middle, putting more pressure on this, putting pressure on this, totally winning, and here he sacrificed his knight. for no reason at all. But I was thinking about maybe bishop to here. He has a little bit more control, but of course now it takes, I think, just the queen to d6. I wanted to trade up the queens. And here he has too many weaknesses, and so this is of course better for me. But he sacrifices knights, his queen is hanging, and then he opens his king, so I get double check, king this move, and here I didn't play the best move. The best move is of course taking this pawn on double attack. But I did go back, also fine. And here he thought from let's trade queens, and I thought from right, that's okay, because I take your rook. So, and I took with the wrong piece. I should have taken with the king. Bishop is doing nothing. I can now place my rooks on the open f file. I played with the rook. The rook takes. But the problem is I can go rook to f2, and also the audacious of getting my rook pinned to my king. Yes, I am a rook and a piece up in this position. He played bishop. Of course, he wants to take my knight and then pin my king. Do to my king, and of course he attacks my bishop here. So I move my bishop. Controlling the e3 square. He exchanged, and now he wants to come to here and here. I don't know why I didn't play to e1 or to e2 just. It's alright that I take that f2. Yeah. Just I played c3, not a good move, not the best. You can kick my bishop out and then pin my rook to my king. That's actually what happened. I unpinned myself and he traded, but yeah, now I'm just two bishops up, and I traded the rooks. And in this endgame, I am of course two bishops up. And in this case, my dark squared bishop is actually a long pawn. But even if it's a pawn, completely winning of course. But what I did here was fixing this weakness. This pawn is on a light square, so I can attack it with my bishop. So I want to fix it with b4. So if he goes here, I just go here, and this is just really good for me. He took, and now his b pawn is a free pawn. I can just take it, and in the end I just promoted my pawn. And here I didn't find the quickest mate, because it's not easy to mate with two bishops and a queen without stalemating with 1 minute on the clock. So in this case, it took me somewhat longer, but in the end, we got there with the checkmate. Thank you for watching. If you like my content and want to support the channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you next time.